Welcome to this tutorial, an overview of the website for biblical eldership resources. In this session, we're going to show you how the website is put together and where everything is and how you can find your way around. You'll notice at the top of every page is our banner. Anywhere you are in the website, you just click on the banner. It brings you back to the home page, the same as clicking the home button. You notice at the top right is a login. If you haven't become a registered user, we encourage you to do that. That does a number of things. One, it puts you on our mailing list so you receive our blogs, but it also at times it'll give you access to certain parts of the website that you might not otherwise have, and it'll give you the ability to leave comments here and there. The website is divided in basically three main sections. What is biblical eldership, implementation, and effectiveness? You notice that as you hover your cursor over each of those, you'll see a drop-down menu. You'll notice there's also a few other menu items as well. There's the additional resources. Those are a few extra things, and about us, which gives you a little background on who we are, what we're trying to do, and some things like that. But the main core of the website is really these three sections up here, the what is biblical eldership, implementation, and effectiveness. You notice as we go down, you'll see this graphic is changing continuously. Each one of these is really just circulating through those three main sections. What is biblical eldership, implementation, and effectiveness? If you scroll down the website a little bit farther, you'll notice those same three sections as well. You get the impression by now that that's how we are viewing this website, and that's how we want you to get a really good handle on that, because this is the main key to getting into our website. The what is biblical eldership, as the name says, is just straight teaching on our understanding of the biblical teaching. The second section, implementing eldership, that has to do with helping churches, giving some guidelines on how to transition from another form of leadership structure to a biblical eldership. Every church starts from different places, so it's not a cookie cutter approach, but we want to give you some guidelines and help you think through some of the things that are necessary for an effective transition. The last section, the effective shepherding, is probably the hugest portion of the website. We have, at the time of this recording, over 270 videos of instruction on helping men become more effective in spiritually leading and shepherding God's people. We'll look at that in just a few moments in more detail, but you'll see down as we go down the home page, we have recent blog posts. Here we have on the right side, we have featured resources. If you click on those, it'll get you into our store where you can buy those. Down a little farther, we have our elder training program. This is something that a lot of people are looking for specifically, so we separated that out. It's actually part of the effectiveness menu, but here you can get right to it. And there we have three actual different training programs of different levels of robustness, so you can check those out. And we also have a section here simply on how to use this resource in mentoring others. We really believe strongly in men mentoring men. We'll see down at the bottom now is our bottom navigational menu. Again, you'll see the three main sections: what is biblical eldership, how to implement eldership, and becoming more effective. And then finally, we have one final navigational column at the bottom is just quick links getting into some of the more usual things that people are looking for. So let's go back up, and what I want to do is I want to spend a little time just looking at the effectiveness menu. You notice, as I said before, the drop-down menu appears. You can either click on the effectiveness, which takes you to the introduction to this section, or after a while you get used to finding your way around, you can just go down the menu itself and you can get right to the topics you're interested in. But I want to mention, just on the surface, there's basically 6 areas of effectiveness that we've identified that we've centered out for specific teaching. First of all is the elder's personal life, and you notice as we go down and we hover the cursor, a side menu drops out so you can see that, and as we look on the different particular subtopics, these break out. In this case, the elder's personal life and growth is really made up of 3 separate short teaching lessons. So we go down, and that first section is dealing with the elder's personal life. We believe that shepherding God's people is an outgrowth of one's own personal life. We talk about leading, how to be an effective leader of God's people, how to be an effective teacher of God's people, and then how to effectively care for God's people. Dealing with the felt needs, dealing with the transitions of life, and very many things like that. Then we have protecting God's people. We have a number of subtopics there, dealing with satanic attacks. We talk about protecting false teachers, protecting from the world against pornography, and then we have a section dealing with some of the more tangible physical aspects, dealing with protecting against lawsuits, having effective church bylaws and constitutions that reflect eldership form of government. We have policy statements and security issues dealing with the physical threats to a church on a Sunday morning or at any other time. And then we have elder relationships. When you have a group of men that are godly men, it doesn't mean there's not going to be some difficulties. So we have a number of subjects there for helping elders to work effectively together, leveraging each other's strengths and abilities and skills. And then finally is our training program, which I mentioned to you earlier. There's the three there. And now I just want to point out a couple other features of the website. If you notice down at the bottom, lower navigational menu on the right, we have the quick links. We have a mentoring plan, which we encourage you to look at. This can be used for one person mentoring another. We have things like our recommended sites. These are websites where we know some of the people involved and we can recommend them. There's a site map that lists out everything on our website. Our tutorials, one of which you're listening to now, you can, at this link, you can find a number of other tutorials that explain different parts of our website. And of course, our FAQs are frequently asked questions. Thank you for watching this tutorial.